Hey, Sound Engraver here. So this was our example from last week when constructing a piece at the starting point, how to start a piece, and this is part of my workflow. For this video, we're going to focus on the structure of the piece, the whole fleshing out the structure, and this is part of the process that is probably the most arduous part in my experience. It can take a few days, it can take several weeks, and it can take several months going, back to a piece and realizing you didn't like the structure to begin with. But that's part of the process, and I think structure is important enough to take that time and that effort working it out there. So without further ado, I would like to show you what I do in my typical workflow. I always like to begin with what I consider the foundation of the music, which is the percussion and the bass line. And so we're going to start out with the kick. Right now, as you can see here, the kick looks pretty active and it sounds pretty active. Just take a listen. That is a good intro. I can definitely hear a kick being that, but I like to start my intros maybe a little more sparse, maybe with one or two instruments. Maybe I won't have the kick at all at the start of the piece. But for now, let me just start with a simple one kick every 2 beats. So with that, I'm going to go to SuperCollider. And I'm going to make sure that it's at 104 beats per minute and record. And go to our SuperCollider recordings and send it over here. I believe you can open with Audacity. And I will just go here. There we are. Make sure it's lined up. Yeah, good. Very nice. I'm just gonna highlight the whole thing. Make sure it's at 104. Again, I don't think this step may be even necessary, but for safety. And export it. Or save as and export it as a WAV file. All right, let me minimize a few things and gather. There it is. There it is. And just to be clean, just leave that there. And I'm going to actually make this, I'm going to move this down. Maybe down to, let's say 25. And I will go ahead and add this here. Make sure it's lined up. Looks good so far. I think I'm going to just go ahead and that, copy, a lot of copy and paste in the process. And then see if repeat does it. Oh, it does not. All right. Okay, so now we have a kick every 2 beats, a nice solid pulsing kick. And I'm going to include the bass and the tonal embellishments, that instrument that is here marked embellishments. First we'll just hear the kick. Pretty good. And now we're going to just hear bass with our kick. Yeah, that's pretty solid. That would be a really good solid start to a piece. Why don't we just hear kick with our embellishments? That is not as strong, in my opinion. So let's focus on the bass. And actually, let's focus on the bass being by itself for a second. Need to be in. Why is that? Oh, because this track is highlighted and I need to highlight this track. Ah, there we go. Logic and its quirks. Okay, so let's just go ahead. And now I do hear the kick just coming in right on bar 5. So let's do something. We'll go ahead and solo this as well. And we will mute those. That is pretty solid. I like the bass starting. It's not the line. It's not the bass line that I particularly care for. I will fix that in the future. It's close, but it's not quite there. But having a good solid bass at the very start, and then having a pulse maybe 4 or 5 bars in. Now let's. Why don't we go ahead and add? Well, you know, just for kicks, let's get rid of these kicks. And have that be a good solid start. I like the feel of that already. And we'll add our embellishments. And I like the kick and bass by itself here, so we will mute these and the embellishments will come in right here. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. I like that start. You know, we're at 36 seconds, so the pace is there. Just a few instruments. We won't add the harmony, I don't think, until a little bit later. I feel like that's the direction this music is taking us. Now, about bar 17, I do feel that we should add some rhythmic variants with our kick. So more than just every other beat. So we'll just add the beats, make sure that's right. And let's, for now, we're just gonna add our bass. And we're gonna go ahead and add, just seems very far away. Zooming in and out is part of the process. Let's add, we will add it right there. Not there. Highlight the track that you're in. And well, yes, we'll add one more bar of this, and then I think we'll add another. Let's try that. And I do not like that it zooms like that. Okay. Ooh, maybe. Let's see. Let's hear 2 bars of that. Oh, I feel like 2 bars of that works, and then it kind of stutters. And it might have to do with the bass line, so I have to keep that in mind. Ooh, you know, here's the thing. I think that's a very strong set of measures, those 2 measures there. But when we get here, I think it needs to be at least 4 beats like this, or every 2 beats. All right, let's hear that set. Ooh, oh, I feel like we're so close. Oh, man. Let's see. It's all about phrasing, to me. The antecedent consequent phrases that you've learned in your college music theory. Maybe. I think that's pretty close. It's hard to tell when you don't have all your instruments together, but we'll keep it at that. Might not work at all, but that is, again, part of the process. I might say that a lot. All right, let's... why don't we add... And I just realized it... I realized just today, just recording this video actually, that this is a little stuttered here. It would start pretty strong on bar 9, but I did like the feel of it, just stuttered like that. Let's go ahead and move these over. Ooh, let's try this. And we will just go ahead and unsolo these and just mute this. And let's see how it sounds from the beginning. All right, so what I hear in my head is just a little bit of a drop with getting rid of these, not rid, I should say, just not including these embellishments for, about 20 seconds, and then having them come in, and then maybe have them come in with harmony around 55 seconds, close to a minute. So let's work with that. And I don't want to be too particular because that would make the video quite long. So I'm going to use SuperCollider for our embellishments and hopefully run it here. Let's go ahead and just add one more section of this. I may change the rhythm, that pattern there in the kick, but for now I just need a kick, so we shall see. And it would be easier if I just divided these into 4, but I can't tell where 4 is here, so let's see. We'll do one more here. Again, this all could very well change. There we go. And just for the flow of it, we will add our harmony there. And I will record some embellishments. And for SuperCollider, I do need to make sure that MIDI is on. I believe it is, but no harm in checking. Make sure it's at the tempo. And where are we here? We shall go to our MIDI embellishments here. Yes, I did want a little more activity there now that we're progressing in the music. So yeah, that should be fine right there. And we will record. So again, I'm just going to go ahead and start at the beginning of the piece. Well, no. It's oh, why not? Okay, this is my favorite part of the process. Oh, I see. Hold that thought. I do have to record, so I'm actually going to start at 21. I like that. That sounded really nice. And now, just making sure, I believe these are all quantized. It does say it is, but we like to check there. Yeah, very nice, very nice. Okay, let's start from the beginning, and we will include our harmony we had done earlier this last week. So here's how it sounds so far. I should have seen this before recording, or before pressing play, however you say it, that this was a full, a good number of bars there. I can't do the math right now. And the drop with the embellishments, that embellishment drop doesn't sound right if you weren't going to fill it in with something else. And I would prefer, maybe if I can help it, something that would sustain, an instrument that does sustain, kind of give it that atmosphere, that buildup that's kind of moving along, but it's not ramping up, something just that, sits well. So let's hear it from this perspective. All right, so I actually do think that the embellishment should be there. And for repetition, I think repetition is good, especially when you're slowly building up something in the music. Let's just go ahead and repeat these two. And it's getting a little crowded here, so this would be probably put aside until I fleshed out the whole structure of the music. So I would like to work on probably the section at the end before, starting at the middle. I usually do the first minute or minute and a half, and then the last minute and a half, and work from there, and then build that up, for transitions and the midsection and all that. So I'll stop there and move along to the end of the music. Okay, so I went ahead and added a little bit of percussion, really so far the whole percussion section, and the bass line for the end of my piece. And this will change depending on where the bass line is going, where the harmony is going, and the overall pacing, where that's going as well. But again, this is a rough draft. This is just to give me a few ideas. So what I did was, for the kick, every 8 bars, I changed the rhythmic pattern. So right at bar 81, it was just that nice straight every 2 beats. And then I changed it. Actually, I think I went in sequence every 8 bars. Whereas this, I believe, is every 12 to 16 bars before I change the rhythm. So adding a little bit of contrast, adding a little bit of contraction in the rhythm. I like to do those sorts of things in music composition. So let's go ahead and with this new section, I just want to go ahead and record our embellishments. Probably, for now, I think I will record it right at 81. It may be at bar 73. The embellishments may come in at 89, bar 89. So again, this is all a rough draft. I'm doing this backwards. It doesn't make sense, and I usually build things on other things making sense. But it seems off, and I think that's part of the stutter and the bass line and all that. So I'm gonna go against my first inclination, which is just adding more to the rhythm there. I'm just gonna try some harmony. Let's just add the same harmony we've worked on. Probably right here. This is very, even with structure, even with the rough draft, it's a very intuitive process. Oh, maybe I didn't start right at 89. Remember that chord being there. I thought it was different from the last time, and I don't remember changing it either. Ooh, I really can't remember what that chord was, but I think I made it better. So I'm gonna go ahead and put these in form. And I think I've got this 5 raised 6 feel going out, in the outro. So let's try that. Something like that. I think that's nice. Maybe adding. This is just me. This is pretty common in my musical style. Falling on the tonic. It might not. I don't know. That's again part of the process. Maybe not that long. And of course we can add the delay and all those juicy plugins in at another time. So that's the idea of the harmony. And of course the harmony is subject to change, especially if I want to add some variety in the middle section in terms of pace and textures and all of that. So let's go ahead and from there record our embellishments. And I think I'm going to have the embellishments come in at bar 97. Right. off there, so I'm going to try again. I wanted to come in at 97, and I started at 89. See, I knew something was wrong. So we will start at 89, start recording, and then come in at 97. I don't believe computers are capable of human emotion, but there's just something about that output that I just feel like SuperCollider knows. I feel like SuperCollider knows that that was right. So I enjoy that. I'm definitely keeping that material. That's really quite nice. So let's just have one more listen to this draft. In fact, let's go ahead and have a listen to both, the both ends of the piece. I still feel like that chord is not quite right, but it's not bad either. So of course the harmony is subject to change. All right, now that was the first intro into the first minute of the music, and getting into this is averaging about 4 minutes, 20 seconds. I think so far this is the length. I think this is an appropriate length, and again, subject to change if I depending on what I do in the middle here. So let's hear it from, well, this is just the kick right now. I'm hearing some atmospheric things. Maybe I'm going to do something with the violin there. So let's start at 89. I actually feel in the future, I'll look into this, that it can add another 8 bars around this. And I say that I keep meaning to change the bass, like I'm going to change the bass line. I don't think it's going to be that much. I really like how the bass is working. It seems to work with the kick. It works with the percussion and the embellishments as well. So I think the bass line won't be changed much. It's very promising with all these instruments, surrounding it. So as far as length is concerned, I think. Yeah, averaging about 4.5 minutes, maybe closer to 5 minutes, and I think that should be good. So yeah, I'll stop there, and then for next time we'll work on harmony extensively, especially in terms of it being in the middle section and seeing what we'll have there. And again, that's going to change. That's subject to change depending on what I do with the instruments specifically. So anyway, some fun stuff ahead, and always thank you for watching, and I hope you're enjoying the process as much as I am. Be always on the lookout for some more sound experimentation on Thursdays, and I will see you next time. Thanks again.